need to admit that to some extent we have failed as the church leaders by not setting a good example to our young people. And so they lack a mentor, they lack sometimes, you know, role models they can look up to. And I'm not saying every one of us is like that, but there are a few people have really deviated out of faith, and because of their character, the taking advantage of vulnerable people, that has brought a lot of bitterness and anger and frustration for some of the people who fall the religions. And so I think it's a call and a wake up. I don't know how we are going to do it. I hear the government saying that most of these, like the churches, people need to be trained. But you can train someone, but if their heart is not well trained by the belief, they still will continue with the mess. And even the mess becomes worse. For someone who is even more educated and not willing even to change, the mess can even become, because he will do it with his intellectualism or her intellectualism. And so it's an issue of us knowing that there's a generation we need to protect. When you are generational, you live beyond yourself. You want to leave prints that can be followed, a character that can be followed. I keep saying, even if I don't influence other people, let me influence my children first, because charity begins at home. And so you find even most of the children, the reason why they are saying even they fear marriage is because of what they have seen the father and the mother doing to each other. And that has brought now the issue of LGBTQ. You find most of these children will tell you, me, I don't want to marry a man because I saw what my mother went through. I don't want to marry a girl because I saw what my father went through. So these things, most of these things come from home. When a child is well taught the right principles that makes the human being to be complete, spirit, soul, and body, that child might not deviate. Even when they deviate, they will still come back. Why? The role model is their dad. The role model is their mom. And so what they get from outside does not so much compliment them and give them direction like what the parents did during the first the first foundation. I'm talking of 4 years to 12 years. When the children get into teenage, we are no longer their heroes. They really want to follow their peers. But if this child does not have a good foundation, then they are likely to deviate. And that's the challenge that we have.
What I'm hearing is monkey see, monkey do.
Thank you.
That's what
wow, I love that.